Hello and welcome to another Healthy Snacking Friday. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite cookie recipes. It's a very simple, very few ingredients, and quite delicious sugar cookie recipe. So let's get started. You're gonna need a mixer. You can do this like with a hand mixer or even with your hands. I'm just going to use this because it's faster and easier for me. So first we're going to need 6 tablespoons of butter, and this is the butter that I use. You can use any butter that you like. And we're gonna need 6 tablespoons in the bowl. Okay, so I have my butter in here. The next ingredient is sugar. I am using a sugar substitute. I'm using Truvia, and we're going to need 4 tablespoons, 3.5 to 4 tablespoons of that in here. I'm also going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees. Next, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and that's basically 2 capfuls. All right, we're going to mix this together until it's all incorporated. Okay, so it's mixed. Next, we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And then we're going to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. If you need a flour substitute, you can do a coconut flour or an almond flour, gluten-free flour, whatever flour you can use. And we're just gonna mix that right in here. So I've got my 1 cup of flour, and I'm just going to mix it all together until a dough is formed. You can also use your hands if you want here, but again, I'm using my stand mixer. So I know that the dough is ready when I'm mixing it, and it forms like a ball, as you can see, and it's kind of pulling all the stuff off the side of the bowl. It's kind of got a firm consistency, and I'm just gonna get all of the cookie batter out of here that's stuck in the whisk. And then we're going to take our dough. We're done with the mixer. This is it. This is all the ingredients. So I'm gonna put my mixer away, and I'll come back and finish. Okay, so I'm going to take my dough out. You want either an oiled or floured surface. And I'm gonna kind of like put it together in a ball. And then, because I have 5 colors I'm going to make it, we're gonna cut this into 5 pieces. So we have 5 different pieces here. I'm gonna go grab a bowl. All right, I have floured surface here. I have my 1 ball of dough. To color the dough, I'm using a gel food coloring. This is the Neon Colors pack. So I recommend anytime you're working with food coloring or like a gel food color, put on gloves. The food coloring comes right off the gloves, and it's not gonna stick to your hand. So I'm gonna start by putting food color on one side, folding it. The more food color you use for this, the brighter and more saturated the color is. And then I just start mixing. You can see the food coloring is getting all over the gloves. It's not gonna stay that way. Once the food coloring becomes absorbed into the dough, it comes off of the gloves. You can see, like right now, I'm just getting the color off with the gloves. Mixing the color in. It's got like a marbled look, which could be really cool if that's what you're going for. You can stop mixing right here. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep mixing because I kind of want one solid ball of color. I can keep trying to get all the color off my hand. I want to do this too, so that way I'm not mixing colors. Looking pretty good here. If I think I need it, I can always add some more food coloring. And I'm just gonna mix. And this is looking pretty well mixed. It's not marbleized anymore. It's just a solid color. So I'm going to do that with all of the balls of dough. All right, so I've got 5 different colors of dough. Now comes the fun part. Just gonna mix this one a little bit more. You could see like my gloves are pretty cleaned off. And I can go ahead and I'm going to take off my gloves. All right. So I've got my floured surface and I have a rolling pin. And I'm just flouring up the rolling pin and I'm just gonna boop, 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 boop. Put them on my surface together. And I'm just gonna roll them out. Maybe want to like overlap them so that there's no holes. The colors won't bleed together, so you don't have to worry about that. And then I'm just going to roll it out and then start cookie cutting them with cookie cutters. I have a baking sheet with a reusable parchment paper. You can use regular parchment paper, and I'm just going to take my cookies off and put them right on the baking sheet. So then I'm just going to overlap them again. And I can kind of like, there, get more like overlap to kind of make like tie-dye effect. All right, so you can see it's got like this cool like multicolored effect. Both sides are different colors. Then I'm just going to overlap to fill the holes, and this is going to give it more of a tie-dye effect. And I'm just going to roll it out. It looks like it's starting to mix colors here, but it's not. It's just the color on the other side. I've done this multiple times and I've never had the colors bleed through on each other. So let's do gingerbread man right there. Put him on our cookie cookie baking sheet. And again, overlap. We don't want holes. So we're just going to make sure everything is covered. Let's see, next we'll do some hearts. Oop. This is going to be cool because the back is all pink and the front is different colors. So you can, I keep bumping into the camera, I apologize. You can keep flouring your station if you want. And I'm just gonna keep repeating until all the dough is used. Got a little famous mouse here. We should make about 15 cookies. We've got 11 so far. This is the whole process. Now you don't have to add the food coloring. You can, color it after with some food color markers, which is always fun. Oops. Or you can just use an icing. I'm not gonna put an icing on these because they're pretty sweet already, and I don't think it needs it. So we're just going to leave them tie-dye looking. We are almost done. Let's do another gingerbread man. Can we get one over here too? Yes. So you see I'm pushing down and then I wiggle it a little, and that helps separate the shape. Over here on my cookie sheet. So now I'm just left with like kind of these scraps. What I usually do is find a cookie cutter that's about the size, we'll use this heart, and then I hold the cookie cutter in place and I just kind of mold the dough to the shape of the cookie cutter. Sometimes it comes out nice, sometimes it doesn't, but you know what? It tastes the same, and I'm not left with like a weird scrap piece. So when I think that it's around all the edges, I will lift it up, and I should be left with a heart-esque shape. Perfect. Again, doesn't have to look like $1,000,000 because it's gonna taste delicious and no matter what. All right, so this is what my baking sheet looks like. I've got a lot of cool looking cookies on this sheet. So let's go ahead. We're going to bake them for 7 to 9 minutes at 350 degrees, and your oven should be ready to go by now. And when they are done, you want to let them cool. There's still like a little give to them. That's how we like our cookies. Little sea turtle. And they just came out really cool, like tie-dye looking cookies. They're really good. They're low in sugar. In fact, they're sugar-free, but they're sweet. We're not putting an icing on, so we're gonna save a lot of calories, fat, and sugar by not eating the icing, because like I said, they're sweet enough already. And they are homemade, so you know exactly what is in them. They are low in fat, low in calories, low in or sugar-free, and if you substituted the flour, they should meet just about any allergy or diet. There's no dairy in them, there's no eggs, and they're delicious. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great weekend.